All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Sure you are. Able and willing, please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Happy New Year. Thank you all for coming. We have no one here to deliver public comments, so we'll move right into the report of the secretary. And I will entertain a motion, please, to approve the minutes of our last meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of Wednesday, December 17th, 2025.
Second, Rebecca.
Rebecca? Any comments or questions? You're awesome as always.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor? That's 5-0. And we'll move into the report of the chair. Our next town officials meeting will be January 14th. That's in a week. At 8:30, details to follow. Please coordinate with me if you would like to attend. Yeah, and then secondly, superintendent search update. I understand that the external posting was delayed a little bit because of some software glitches that had to be taken care of, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can explain a little bit. So the internal posting went out Monday or Tuesday, Monday,
Yep.
I guess. And we have recently, my words are having a hard time. School Spring has become Power School, School Spring. It's like they merged, so it's a new platform. And Teresa's done an amazing job getting us all up to speed, but she's wanting to make sure that her last like 2 or 3 little questions get answered before it goes live, so that the right people have visibility on different aspects of the applications and that sort of stuff. But it should be out by tomorrow afternoon.
Great.
Great, thank you. Okay, that concludes my report and brings us to the report of the superintendent.
Okay, well, this is going to be fairly quick as well. In your packet, you have a draft of a budget timeline workshop schedule. If we could just take a look at that together. Ryan just put this draft together for us based on what we did last year. We're looking at March 4th, the presentation of the recommended budget from Ryan and I, from our team, and then the budget workshops to follow that kind of align with when the administrators are already on schedule to sort of, that's their night that they would typically come. So we would start with high school, middle school, adult ed, and co-curricular. And then at the first meeting in April, we would have the elementary schools and special ed. And then the second meeting in April, we would do the federal grants, tech, all those extra cost centers. We have an extra budget meeting in here on April 29th. There's 3 possible dates in April because of when the way the calendar falls. So if we need it, it's there. We have a tentative date of May 11th for the district budget meeting, again on a Monday, and it's all about how much space we need between that district budget meeting and the referendum when people go vote. And that's a tentative date. We don't have that confirmed with the towns yet, so that's still TBD as we talk to the towns, which hopefully we can talk about on our meeting with them next week.
Wednesday.
Yep. Yeah, and then looking at June 9th as the validation referendum date.
Great. Just for clarification, when will we do our wellness in April?
So that would
Or
be April 1st would be wellness
So
night.
before 4:30 to 5.
We could, yeah.
I just didn't see it on here. Just
We
wondered.
could do it 4:30 to 5 or 4 to 5. That might actually be in some ways better for the teachers,
Yeah.
like to have it closer to right after school. And I know we did cancel the wellness meeting tonight. Obviously, snow day, tough for kids and teachers to be here. But when I was texting with Nina this morning, she was excited to just, we have a lot of people signed up for the wellness conference at the Samoset, and so February will be awesome because we'll be able to hear about everybody's
Great.
experiences.
Yes.
I think we have like 12 people signed up, or 15, something like that, so that's exciting.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So do you guys have any questions, or any more questions, or any revisions that you would like to see, or is there anything about last year's process, timeline-wise, that we should address, that needs to be different?
Could I just say a reminder for anybody who's watching that the budget workshops are open to the public, not for comment, but you may come and sit in on the budget workshops.
And we did have a few people that did that last year, and they
Mhm.
were
Yep.
appreciative
Yeah.
of the detail. So I guess
Looks great.
we'll just wait until the 14th when we meet with the towns and finalize that last date, and then we'll get this published?
Yep,
Okay.
sounds
That
great.
makes sense?
Yeah.
And the only other item on my agenda tonight is the student report, and we have no kids here today, so that's going to be very quick.
Okay.
Okay. We have no new correspondence upon which to report, so we'll get right to the report of the committees. F&F met last on the, whatever it was, of December, the second meeting in December, but we met after the regular meeting, so we haven't had a report out yet on that meeting, so I have my notes.
Oh, great!
Okay.
Lost mine.
The numbers were based on the November roll-up. Briefly, school nutrition was looking positive. That was good. But briefly, expenditures were slightly ahead of revenues, but not unexpectedly. General cash was in a very good position at the end of the month. We are pretty much on target in terms of revenue versus expenditure versus budget. So that all looked very good. Federal grants are rolling in, but keep an eye on that. Adult education is right where we expect it to be at this time of year. So the numbers looked good. We did a facilities update. We got a quarterly report from net energy billing from competitive energy. It looks like we're actually saving more money than we had originally thought we would when we signed the contract, so that's all good. As regards the Great Work School gym floor, we had planned on receiving a certain amount of money from the insurance company, and we were able to submit a supplemental claim for depreciation, which added additional funds such that it covered nearly 100% of the repair, so that was good news for the budget. It was reported that we had some hiccups with the plowing of the high school. I think specifically the order of events was the problem, was that they got to the high school late with the first storm. That's all been ironed out, and we expect that'll be fine going forward. Transportation update. At that time, the plan was that we were losing a CDL driver at the end of December. 2 people at transportation waiting on a test date for their CDL. Unfortunately, one is our mechanic who can't drive as regularly but can fill in. And the other one is one of our van drivers, so if that person were to, I guess you'd call it, graduate to CDL, we'd have to replace the van driver, so still keeping an eye on that.
And we have that posted.
Excellent. Okay. The food service report was brief. There was a possible improvement in the cost of milk per carton, selling through Cisco rather than directly from Oakhurst, so that was good. We should see some decent savings, and Karen was doing some research to lock that in. Food service was looking at getting refrigeration alarms, which is important in this season of ice storms. So people will get alerted if there is a significant temperature change in any of the refrigerators, allowing folks to get product moved before it spoils. That was pretty much it.
The alarms would notice people at home, right? Like if
Yeah.
it's, because if something were to go down at 7 p.m., right?
Smart, yeah, makes you think about.
I know.
Yeah.
Ed policy will next meet on January 28th, and we'll get a report out at the first meeting in February. Wellness SEL was scheduled to meet today, but as was mentioned, did not because of the weather and how that was. So we'll see, the next meeting for them will be February 4th. That brings us to new business. May I have a motion, please, to approve the second reading of the affirmative action plan?
I move to approve the second reading of the adoption of the MSAB 37 affirmative action.
Second, Heather?
Heather, thank you. No changes from the first read? Everybody comfortable? All in favor? That's 5-0. That's done. Motion, please, with regard to ACAA-R.
I
I move to approve the second reading and adoption of policy ACAA-R, student discrimination, harassment, and Title IV harassment complaint procedures.
Kate, thank you. No changes since first read? Questions, comments? All in favor? That's 5-0. Thank you. Motion, please, with regard to the second read on ACAB-R.
I move to approve the second reading and adoption of policy ACAB-R, employee discrimination, harassment, and Title IX sexual harassment complaint procedures.
Kate, thank you. Again, no change? Comments or questions? All in favor? That's 5-0. Thank you. Motion, please, with regard to second read on JKAA.
I'll move to approve the second reading and adoption of policy JKAA, use of physical restraints.
Second, Jen?
Jen, thank you. Again, no change from the first read. Any comments or questions? All in favor? That's 5-0. Thank you. And a motion, please, with regard to the second read and adoption on JKAA-R.
I'll move,
Go ahead.
I'll move to approve the second reading and adoption of policy JKAA-R, use of physical restraints and procedures.
Second, Jen?
Jen, thank you. Same thing, second read, no changes. Questions, comments? All in favor? That is 5-0. And brings us to the conclusion of our new business.
Wow.
We're
Yeah.
in danger of setting a record tonight. Okay, that brings us to building administrator check-in. Thank you for coming, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, I wanted to share some things that happened at our school during December. We had a holiday sing-along. Our second graders traveled to Kittery Estates in Kittery and sang with the residents. It was lovely. Our first graders decorated cookies to take for the residents, and another grade level made Christmas cards for them, and it was just a joy. And Kittery Estates wants to possibly do some other things with us because they had such a great time too. One of our third grade classes went to the number 8 schoolhouse in York Woods Landscaping, donated a Christmas tree, and the kids in the class with their kindergarten buddies, reading buddies, decorated pine cones and other things to decorate for the animals. It was awesome. They went inside the schoolhouse and they had hot cocoa and popcorn, and there's some really cute pictures, and my favorite one was a lineup of kids laying in the snow with their hands on their chin, and they were watching because the birds were already coming to the tree. It was awesome. We had a huge donation from a resident in Elliott to help with Christmas gifts for our kids, and also York Hospital, very gracious. We were able to make some really nice holiday memories for some families because of those donations. A lot of tears from families when they came to get the presents. One of the things that we did on the last day of school is we had a sing-along in the afternoon, and we welcomed the community to come in, the families, and it was during the school day because the kids were there, and I was amazed. There was no room to sit in the bleachers, it was full. And it was just amazing, and we had hot cocoa and cookies, and it was just a lot of fun to see so many families there and just everybody enjoying the last part of the day before we headed out for Christmas break. All the grade levels did something special that day too. The kindergarten class in the morning, they had fireside reading, and they invited families to come in, and they had the fireplace picture up on their TVs, and the families and kids were reading holiday stories together. It was beautiful and very sweet. Hawk Buddies have been underway for, I think, 4 or 5 weeks now, and that's amazing and so fun to watch, and how quickly the kids get in that groove with their buddy and have just already started to build a nice relationship with them. It's really fun to watch. And then we're excited to see that our attendance is still in the single digits. So, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Sounds like a nice December.
December's such a blur too.
Yes,
It's
I
so
know.
much.
It's like so long Doesn't it? I know, I was thinking this.
I know, I can hardly remember December, but it was fun. So we also very similar, one of my favorite days is our sing-along that we have the last day of school, right before break, and we have Mrs. Titi does her sleigh ride. That's just the biggest hit. They practice all week, and we do a big sleigh ride. And again, we had the whole community, and it was jam-packed on the floor. All the kids are on the floor. The parents come and sit with their students for the sleigh ride. So it's just such a nice way to end our holiday break. So that was awesome. And again, our community was so gracious with helping families. We had a record number of families that needed assistance, and Sobo Cares just does an amazing job and works with Sheila Cleary on making sure that everybody gets what they need. So that's just such a special time watching the families come in and just making sure everybody is all set. So that was wonderful. Our big news was over break, Mel and Rock Bison donated. I can't even explain it to you. I wish I had. I was thinking of bringing a picture, but it sounded complicated. But just stop by because they renovated our entire. Well, as you know, Central doesn't have a lot of space, so I've been feeling very guilty because our staff room is. How big is it? It's a narrow, tiny.
Maybe like 8 by 15.
Yeah, very narrow. So when people were coming for their break, they were like lined up against. It was not a very homey place. So they renovated the whole space, and it looks like 5 times as big with seating and lighting, and they renovated our whole office area. So they put all new cabinetry. Kids can now like pull out snacks. Like it's nicer than any kitchen that we have in our houses. We just are so. They were there all break, just donating. We have a new fridge, new toaster oven, new microwave. Like she had a wooden little like bar area with stools, and it's beautiful. So that was all over break. So they were just so generous, and just a big thank you to Kim Weger and Barb Moynihan. Just our AAs just work above and beyond. They were there every day over break too, just cleaning and organizing so that the staff could come back to just like a really welcoming place and just a welcoming, again, our space. We're just always trying to clean things up, and we have no storage, so just trying. Kim and Barb are just so wonderful at that, making sure everything is all set. So just a big shout out and thank you to them. You should stop by and see, and I have before pictures so that you can still see.
It's beautiful and very different.
Thank you.
Wow, that's cool.
If you need a job done, call the Bisons, because they were at Great Works before. Mel, she was organizing the holiday boutique, which again, that's how we raise money to help families at the holiday time. And I think we raised $3,500 by selling that. Wow. But she was amazing. I mean, there were other people obviously that helped as well. But she loves organizing and cleaning, and so she created a section for the PTO, because PTO at Great Works, they got stuff all over the place. And so I talked to the Mr. Hubbard, the custodian. I said, can we find a spot just for PTO? And so he kind of got a section in a small area. And so he said, you can have this half. And so she did an amazing job, but she goes, I would like to come back and fix his half, the custodian's half, because she goes, I just love to organize things. And so they did a wonderful job. We also had, just before the break, we had a storyteller. Central had them and then called us and said, because he was looking to do 2 gigs. He was wonderful. He was unbelievable. A little bit of mime involved, and the kids, it was wonderful. And talk about crowds, we had our concert, and I think we got 296 kids in the building. I think 210 are in the music program. Okay, so it is just, it was packed. I think it's the biggest crowd we've had in a long time. There was not sectioned. You couldn't sit, in the bleachers. So it was, but Mrs. Morrow, Mr. Taylor, just do a fantastic job. So those are things before break, and then just a shout out to our PTO. I think we always talk about PTOs, or the PEEPs. And they just, they help. They paid for the presenter. We did our community read where we bought books for every kid, and they paid for that. Actually, that author is coming Friday and next Friday. Lynn Plord, she's the main author, And so she's got 3 or 4 different topics that she'll talk about. So teachers could pick, did they want to talk about how to write a graphic novel? Did they want to talk about her new book, The Bionic Boy? And so teachers, she's going to not just do a big assembly for the kids, it's going to be working with classrooms on a different side of writing. So we're excited about that. I went to the PTO meeting last night. It's the week to have nights out, and I was talking to them about the kiln in the art room, because the kiln has not worked for ages, and it's a big expense. PTO says we'll give you $3,000, and so I was just talking to Ryan. So we're gonna kick the couch cushions and things like that, but so to get that up, to have another opportunity for kids, and that actually came from Mr. Morrison, the new art teacher. And he was like, we got that big spot over there, Jerry. That kiln is just kind of taking up space. And one thing I think we do really well is we hire really well. We have 4 new teachers. They are awesome. We've got 2 4th-grade teachers, art in the STEAM position, and they just, you always hate to see people leave, but it's also exciting to have people come, and these folks, they're not shy. They bring different things to the table. So I think all of us, we feel really good in our hires. And I think the last thing is, speaking of great staff, before COVID, we used to do our sleepover. In fact, maybe some of your kids did the sleepover. Then we started doing kids' night. We did kids' night out because it was harder to get staff to spend the night. And so then COVID hit, and so obviously we didn't do it. Well, Mrs. Maloney, the librarian, said, "Wouldn't it be great to do the sleepover again?" And I said, "Well, Cindy, if you can get enough teachers, we have to have enough teachers to do it." And I'm thinking, there is no way. There's no way. We have 23 teachers that are, now not all 23 are spending the night, but 23 are coming until 11 o'clock, and then we have 8 or 10 staff members, and I think it's in 2 or 3 weeks, we're having a sleepover. And I just thought, our kids don't know the opportunities they get, but it's because the staff we have.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you all for the updates.
Missed all those. Thanks.
Last thoughts from the board?
Can I just ask one question, going back? Did we have a Rollinsford date yet, or was that still in the works? I just want to make sure.
I'm pretty sure it's February 11th. Can you double check, Becky?
I think it was in our minutes.
Yeah.
It was last time?
I think we
Okay,
finalized
so-
it.
it was final?
We finalized it, I finalized it
Okay.
with Lori Lane.
Okay.
February 11th, yes.
Okay,
Rollinsford
perfect.
Board Workshop confirmed. Yep,
Thank you, sorry.
at 6 PM here.
Yes, okay,
And
thank you.
One last reminder to us all that our next meeting of this month is next Wednesday.
Yes,
Good. So we'll see you all in a week.
yes.
That said, I will
Wow.
entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn tonight's meeting.
All in favor? That's 5-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
23 minutes?
23 minutes.
Wow.